That's the weirdest lead up. Okay. Welcome to Hollywood Squares, the EdTech edition. Now, today we have a whole bunch of contestants here who you'll get to know over the course of the next hour, who will be contributing and participating in a game show where they will be asked one true or false question, and these questions will get more difficult from easy to medium to hard. And for the easy questions, they get 1 point. For the medium questions, they get 2. And for the hard questions, they get 3. Now, more than anything, though, once I ask the question, it is important, and audience out there, you need to kind of recognize this. What is important is how funny is their quick quip before they answer true or false, because they're all true or false questions. That, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have to be the judge of. So with no further ado, we got a lot to go through. Let's go. First question, please. Audrey, the chalkboard was invented after the typewriter. True or false?
I have to have a quip. Well, I'm going to tie this. You know, I'm wondering how much Silicon Valley probably was not responsible for either of these. So I'm going to say the chalkboard was first. So this would be false. True. I don't know. I ran a marathon the other day, man. These questions are hard. This is an easy question.
It is false.
False.
Chalkboards
Yeah,
appeared around 1801, and that was decades after the typewriter showed up in the 1880s. So you're correct. You said false. Nice. Next question. Work on the quip. Tom, that's Tom Woodward. Magic lanterns, early projectors, were used in classrooms as early as the 1600s. True or false?
Yes, originally called interactive magic lanterns. That is true. They sold for high prices, and no one could use them correctly, and no one was allowed to touch them.
That is true. The candle-powered slide projectors were basically PowerPoint with fire. You are correct. Next question. Eamon, the overhead projector was first developed for military use, not schools. True or false? I think you're muted, or I can't hear you.
Jim, I'm humbled to be here in your bullshit quiz. I know it's crap because these things where I'm from, they're called rectangles, right? You're calling these squares. So you need to go back to school. And I've no idea what the question was, but I'm going to go for false.
We are the squares, not the rectangle.
You are wrong. It is true. So the technology wins again. It helped train soldiers during World War II before entering classrooms in the 1950s. Bam!
When in doubt,
Next
all
question.
ed tech is actually war technology. Yeah.
And let the cross-pollination begin, Hollywood Squares people. Next question. Lee, mimeograph machine. Remember, one sentence, one quick quip, Lee. Mimeograph machines were the first printers many teachers used for handouts. True or false?
Well, wouldn't the military have used it first? So I disagree with the premise of the question to begin with. I'm gonna say true, unless you consider that the monks telling all of their underlings to keep copying copies of the Bible. So I'll say true.
Quit while you're ahead. You're right. True. The ditto machine, as they called it, blue ink smell was the aroma of education for decades. Next question. Tim, you're not. Yes, Tim Klapdor. The first educational radio broadcast began in the 1990s. True or false? On DS-106 radio. But no, that's not part of it.
Yeah, I was going to say it probably DS-106 may have come a little bit later. So I'm going to say that that's false.
You would be correct. That is false. Educational radio dates back to the 1920s. The University of Wisconsin was a pioneer. How about that? And you thought that the Open University was going to claim that. University of Wisconsin. Next question. Joe Murphy. The film strip projector was once a staple of classroom media. True or false?
So it turns out I am about 10 miles from the hometown of Paul Lind, the old Center Square.
The best to ever do it.
The best ever Center Square. And as proof that talent is not geographical, I don't have a quip about the film strip projector. But absolutely, sure. I remember not only the film strip, but the little LP that went with it, with the little bong sound that told you to advance the film strip.
Me too. I remember the Turtle and the Hare cartoon. They film stripped that out, as with many horrible third rail movies in Long Island, so you don't touch the third rail and electrocute yourself, which were horrific. Anyway, teachers used film strips for decades before VHS and DVD took over.
I remember none of the content. I remember the bong sound.
See, that's a good quip. You guys are getting this. Let's do it. Audrey, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Overhead projectors? Oh, overhead transparencies. I don't want to get Eamon upset. Overhead transparencies were typically handwritten, not printed. True or false?
Typically, yes. I mean, and I think if you were great and sneaky, you could actually sort of get in there and grab a pen and actually mark up the teacher's project little transparencies before. It was a big deal once you had computers that actually printed them when you move past the monks doing it. But this, I believe, is true. Typically,
You are
handwritten.
correct. That's your second one. True. Teachers use permanent markers, right? What we often call Sharpies now, on plastic sheets long before PowerPoint. Bam. Next question. Tom, educational television began with Sesame Street in 1969. True or false?
Everything starts in 6-7 these days, not 6-9. So the numbers have shifted pretty dramatically for a variety of reasons. So I'm going to say false.
You would be wrong. Sesame Street revolutionized early learning with TV-based
Incorrect.
literacy.
Incorrect.
That's, yep, you can search the internet. Everything you find there is true. But anyway, mark that as a wrong for Tom Woodward. Next. Eamon, Eamon, the term distance education was coined after the internet was invented. True or false?
Jim, I'm confused with your Orwellian doublespeak, your false news, fake questions. You know, night is day, day is night. Triangles are squares. I have no idea. I'm going to go with distance education. Why are you not asking poor Martin some questions? What's happened to him? He's out in the cold. He's like a man in the snows of Siberia. Okay.
We're waiting on the Emirates or Emeritus or how do I say it, Martin?
You can say it how you want. As long as you talk
Careful what
I'm
you
going to go
want.
with the venerable
He's
tradition
coming.
of Eleanor Ticknor, her Society for the Education of Women in the US a couple of hundred years ago, way back when, sending out letters in the post to people. I'm going to go for distance learning. Hopefully that's true.
So it's false, but I think you meant it's false, right?
True is false, false is true. Nice day.
Is that how you're going to win this game? Anyway, I'm going to give that one to you. False. Correspondence courses by mail were called distance education in the 19th century. So yes, there you go. Next up, Lee. Martin, hold on. We're coming to you. The first educational films were shown in the 1920s. True or false?
Well, you said that there were already projectors before that just nobody used.
I didn't
So
say that.
again, I reject the premise of this question. I'm with Eamon on these. These are like, it's not so much Orwellian as it is contradictory information. Again, I would imagine the military did it first. And so I would say that is true, but the military did it first.
It is true. You're right. So you may not like the questions, but you're doing quite well. Teachers use short educational reels even before talkies in the silent era. So excellent. Mr. Weller, here we go. Flashcards were invented by a company that also made playing cards. True or false?
Yeah, they were known as card chain, the block card, and you put any information you like on them and show them out, and it was a big hit. I'm going to say yes, true.
That would be false. No. Flashcards originated from teachers themselves in the 19th century. So this is a little early DIY educational technology, not card makers. So this is one example in the history of ed tech where the teachers made something. Next, Joe, pencil sharpeners were considered a form of educational technology. True or false?
Yeah, I'm joining Team Rebellion. I think we should just start asking you trivia questions.
What? That's you don't have a
Pencil
choice.
sharpeners were
Answer the question.
We do, in fact, have a choice.
I'm going with you could buy them in a classroom technology catalog, and therefore the answer is yes, true.
True. You're right. See, I don't know why you all freaking out. You're doing fine. In the 1800s, sharpeners were marketed as precision learning tools, which I think is awesome. Anyway, next question. Taylor. Oh, did we lose Taylor?
I'm here.
Okay, hold on. So let me find out. Tom, sorry about that. Taylor, did you get a question yet?
No.
All right, we're gonna have to. I'm working on this. Tom, early language labs used cassette tapes and headphones. True or false?
This is the weakest question yet. How's that for a quip? Plus, I've already found sources about your lies about Sesame Street. I'm going to say true. Sure. I mean, that's the vaguest statement possible.
It is true. In the 1960s, language labs let students record and replay themselves for practice. Now, keep in mind, folks, this is the easy group. We're still going on to the difficult group. Next question. Taylor, the one-room schoolhouse never used any technology at all. True or false?
I mean, that assumes that housing isn't technology of building technology, but I would say it false. You get chalkboards and books are technology, right?
A little fireplace for the children to warm their hands.
Yeah.
Teachers use slates, chalk, and hand-cranked maps, all tech of their time. So yes, you're correct. Put
All
one up
tech
for
of
Taylor.
still now, I would say.
All right, how are you all doing? I know there's a rebellion on the horizon, but that's all right because now we're at the next level of questions. This is medium difficulty. Let's see how this group can handle it. You ready? You have a chance. Here we go. The Plato system, Lee. The Plato system at the University of Illinois was one of the first computer-based learning systems. True or false?
Is this one of those that's supposed to they're medium difficulty, so they're like tricky? It was like, yes, the Plato system, but no, it wasn't at the University of Illinois. Or yes, it was the University of Illinois, but it wasn't called the Plato system. Like now is this trickery now? Is this like
I've not tricked you yet, so
no,
no.
yes,
I don't think trickery.
yes. There,
I think it's
no
tomfoolery.
trickery.
That's what it is. It's not trickery. It's tomfoolery.
I don't know. I'm the first one around too, so I want to set the ground rules here for everybody else. I'm the guinea pig, the canary in the coal mine, et cetera, et cetera. I'll
Go with your gut.
I'll say true.
And you're correct. Plato 1960 features forums, chat rooms, and multiplayer games decades ahead of its time. Decades. Right? I think, Audrey, you wrote about that, didn't you? A little bit.
I might have mentioned Plato once. I prefer to, yeah. I prefer not to talk about computers. Really.
There you go.
We just keep dragging
if
you
we
back
could go
in
back
there.
to the pencil sharpeners,
Drag
it
back
would be so much nicer.
We'll get there.
I want to see
right.
Audrey take on Big Sharpener.
Tom, Apple's first computer designed specifically for education was the Macintosh.
Is that even a computer name? Like, I guess. Yes, true.
You're wrong. It's false. It was
What?
created. The Apple II in 1977 became the classroom staple that introduced computers to millions of students?
Apple II what?
Are you getting these?
That's the
where are you
model.
getting these
Apple
answers
II.
from? Is this a
Apple
chat
II
GPT?
Macintosh computer?
Don't you start asking questions over there.
Because I think you got some problems here. We're
I'm-
going to have a lawsuit for sure.
Who's next? Don't listen to them, Marin. Just keep them coming. Joe.
Hold on. They're like
Or-
Jeopardy. We reviewed your answer, and we're going to have to credit you with.
You
it's gonna
got
be
a
ugly
false.
for
You
you.
got
This is
it
some like
wrong.
rigged quiz show based scandal that's gonna rock ed tech.
No, not good.
Joe.
I don't know. I don't trust all of you with your headphones on and you're getting fed the answers. Or like,
Zach,
I don't know. I've watched the movies. I've seen the documentaries.
It's getting hot in
done
here.
my
I'm just going to say. I don't know what. Anyway, Joe, are you ready to play along? Don't listen to those.
I am ready to
mouth
play
tests.
along.
Okay. Oregon Trail was originally developed to teach geography. True or false?
It was originally designed to tell you that dysentery can kill you. The answer is false. It's not geography, it's history.
Wow. Very good. False. It was created in 1971 to teach U.S. history. Geography was just a backdrop. Someone reinforcing the fact that this is a legitimate program. Thank you, Joe. Thank you for playing along. Next. Audrey, not her. No, go to the next question. Logo, a programming language for kids, lets students control a turtle on screen. True or false?
sure. Yes, true. Although I would say, invoking a little Seymour Papert, that he would probably not enjoy the way in which students are the object in that sentence and not the subject. He would prefer students at the subject and not logo as the driver, just to nitpick a
Yeah, I mean,
little bit.
you're actually right if that is any consolation.
Well,
to
no
the question.
shit, but like, yeah.
I was going to say, I do remember reading about this in her book.
So the next one, it might be for Tom, but let's not. Let's go with this from Martin because obviously I messed up some of this. So Tom, you could be quiet over there. Martin, the floppy disk was mainly used to store grades in the 1980s. True or false?
Let me just consult a book to see about that. I'm going to go with false.
Actually, you're correct. See, this is a completely legitimate game. Floppies held lesson plans and educational software, not just grades. Bam, put one up for Martin Weller. Okay, next to this one is supposed to be for Eamon, but it's not. It's for Taylor. Taylor, the first classroom computers often had no hard drives. True
Okay.
or false?
I don't know this one for sure, but given that we know that Apple II is an educational machine, I know that doesn't have a hard drive. So I'm going to go with true. No hard drives.
No. So you're going to go with true. And you're correct. Early machines loaded software from floppy disks every session. C64, a great example of this. So actually, you're what? What are you looking at me like that for, Tom?
No, cassette tapes. The Commodore 64 was cassette tapes.
Or
also
the
It had a
Plato
couple.
floppy
It had-
system,
there was-
which was on a mainframe.
Mhm.
So
Right.
it's.
Punch cards? Anyone?
I really feel like ChatGPT should not be designing these kind of questions.
Well, maybe this is just
Be
one thing-
quiet.
This
This
is
is
What?
100% Jim Groom freestyling answers.
Hey, this is, look, quiet there, quiet. Lee,
Yes.
Blackboard, the learning management system, got its name from the chalkboard. True or false?
Why are we even still talking about Blackboard? Aren't they like now? Aren't they now like just being disaggregated and sold off for parts? Anyways, yes, true. I mean, if it's not after the chalkboard, then what the hell did they name it Blackboard for?
Launched in 1999, Blackboard was among the first LMS or VLE platforms to standardize online coursework. You're correct. Give one to Lee. Next
Got
up,
two. We're in the medium. I get two.
Martin, here we go. You have not been forgotten. And Eamon, we'll get back to you. Wikipedia launched before Google. True or false?
Check your book. Check your book.
If only there was a book about this kind of stuff that I could do. Or maybe there's a good metaphor. I have another book that we took. I'm going to go with true.
You know what? That's false. No, Google
Yeah, no,
debuted in
it's kind of true
1998.
in the sense that it is not true.
It's not true at all. Google debuted in 1998. Wikipedia followed in 2001 and redefined open knowledge as we know it. Anyway, we're ready for our next question. Joe, the first smartboard appeared before YouTube existed. True or false?
True.
Yeah, you're right.
Quipless true.
Quip, where's the quip? The quip was true. The true quip.
There's no
The
such
first
thing
smart
as-
board. We are still waiting. We're still waiting for the first smart EdTech CEO.
Smartboards came out in 1991 when Tom Woodward started teaching and hating them. The same year. They were coincidental. So there's a little history about smartboards. Okay, great. Let's give one to Eamon now. So this is going to be for Audrey, but we don't want Audrey talking about Mike. No, go back to Eamon. I don't want Audrey to have any more questions. YouTube EDU launched the same year as YouTube itself. Eamon, true or false?
Jim, I have so many questions. Lee said Blackboard has been sold for parts. I just learned this information. Who's going to get the board and who's going to get the darkness? Right. I also just learned that Play-Doh is not a Greek dish soap. So this is all new to me because I was such a naive child. All I wanted to be was a plumber when I grew up, and that was only a pipe dream. So I've forgotten the question. I'm going to go for false.
See, you're great. You're a natural at this game. Yes, false is right. YouTube EDU began in 2009 as a curated academic channel network. How about this? This is great. This is good information, right, people? All right, we're coming up on the end of
Define
medium.
good.
You
I think
people are
if
awesome.
Jim starts talking about the Khan Academy, we'll just log off.
It's gonna
close it down
happen.
there.
Wait, it's gonna happen. Tim Klapdor, we haven't forgotten you. The first online degree program appeared in the 2010s. Is this true or is it false?
Sorry about the camera issues. I've moved continents, so I'm now in New Zealand, and for some reason I think it's got a higher kind of Coriolis effect, so it's trying to switch the camera around a little bit. So yeah, problems in New Zealand. In terms of online degrees, look, I'm going back to this magic lantern. I reckon if we had magic lanterns back in the 1600s, we certainly had online degrees back then. So yeah, I'm going to say false.
You are correct, Tim. Good reasoning, by the way. The University of Phoenix, that beloved for-profit university, offered online degrees as early as 1989. My graduation year from high school, I should have done the Phoenix University. Or University of Phoenix, what was I thinking? Next question. Tom. PowerPoint was originally made for the Macintosh. You get a lot of Macintosh questions. Maybe your Apple, educator shit will help you out now.
We're gonna get personal, Jim. This is gonna get ugly fast. And I will not hesitate to spin up some social media accounts for you under your name.
Jim does quit.
Yes, the powers I would have with AI making abusive online personas for you would be unrivaled.
Would help
PowerPoint
my
was originally
profile.
made in West Point for military uses, thus not for the Macintosh. False.
That's wrong. It is true. It debuted in 1987 for the Mac before Microsoft purchased it. Things you learn at Reclaim Open every single day. Knock it wrong for Tom. Next. Joe, here it is. Is this what you said, Martin? I was reading your mind. Khan Academy began as a YouTube channel.
You're just
for one
trolling Audrey
student.
now, aren't you, Jim?
The founder's cousin. Is this true or is it false?
Let me interject.
Please do.
EdTech narrative, does it even matter if it's true or false? All that matters is the story and the mystique and that venture capitalists bought it.
We're getting down to like the facts here. That's all we're doing. We're getting to the facts. I'm
Okay.
trying to make Audrey's newsletter. Getting to the facts. Let's go.
So I see the competitive gene kicks in before the quip gene kicks in. That is true. It was because the student had like a bad geometry teacher or something, or the student was just not paying attention in class and waiting to get home and have Solomon explain it to him.
So is it true? You
It's
think
true. It's true.
It is true. Actually,
His nephew.
Got it.
It is
Are
true,
you looking
because
it
we've
up
all seen
live?
the TED
Like,
Talk.
what's happening
Right.
here?
I like the
Sal
idea that
Khan's-
it wasn't just the founder making the YouTube video, like there was already an entire company with investment making content for one person.
Sal Khan's videos grew into a global nonprofit learning platform, but they did
Who
start out.
writes this stuff you are
Don't worry
reading?
about who writes it. Don't
Oh
worry about
my
that.
God.
Next
Pay
question.
no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Taylor, the iPad was marketed primarily as an educational device at launch. Is this true or is it false?
I think it came out of the Department of Defense, we're pretty sure. But I do think that is false. I would say a consumer device.
I think that you are wrong, actually. No, hold on. Wait a second. You're right. False. Released in 2010. I'm sorry. It later
Is there a
became
magic
favorite
8
class-
ball off screen? Is that what you're consulting?
I have a group of people working hard, researchers looking into this stuff. Maybe not all's perfect, but come on. Human labor is going into this. I promise you.
More
This is not
fact
what you
checkers than
think it is.
Trump for you, Jim.
Exactly. Okay. So good. Next question. You did good on that, Taylor. That is a good. You got that right. Tom, gamified learning tools like Kahoot were inspired by TV game shows like this. True or false?
Inspired by Skinner boxes, diction research, and drug pushers. So,
Viva Las Vegas, as the kids say.
True, actually.
no.
So did
no,
you say
I'm
true or
sorry.
false?
Reconsult.
Did you say true or false?
I said both.
You said
Please
true and
correct
false.
it. Please mark
You
it
are
down. as
actually, you are wrong. It is true. Kahoot borrowed pacing from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire when they got started. So they did take it from a game show. Anyway, next question. Eamon, massive open online courses, often known as MOOCs, first appeared in 2008. Is this true or is it false?
So, somewhere Dave Cormier just looked up and went, wait, what's going on?
It's interesting to see what they pick.
Mocks. Where did the mocks come from? Are you mocking us with these questions? I just put it into ChatGPT to know what a MOOC was. It's called a mock. It said, yes, mocks appeared in 2008. Tell Jim he smelled bad. So I'm not sure. I guess it could have been around then. Yeah, I'll go true.
That's right. You got one right. You have some moxie. Let me tell you that. The term was coined during a University of Manitoba online course. So there's your answer. Some of us know that's not true, but that's not the point of this. Next question. Lee, learning management systems were first developed in the 1960s. True or false?
I mean, again, let's go back to the priests and the monks. They had a pretty strong learning management system called the Thread of Hell. So, that you can manage your learning on that for straight. I know. I'm like, I don't have a book that I can consult. And like, you ask me questions about ADHD, I could pull out that book. But like, sure, and it's the military. Sure, 1960s
true.
cards, learning women doing math and not getting any credit for it. Sure, yes.
True. You're right. Look at this. You're killing it, Lee. I don't think you've gotten one wrong yet. Early
I have not.
LMSs, like Plato, track lessons and scores long before the web. Look at that. We're doing great here, people. I don't know why you're upset. Okay, we have one last medium question. And this one is for who have I not? Tim, I'm going to give this to you. Twitter's 140 character limit was originally designed for classroom brevity. True or not?
I'm gonna say it's false. I'm gonna say it was based off Telegraph, the speed that they could use that little tappy thing. So yeah, because everything predates the internet. So yeah, definitely false.
Another one you got right. Very well done. It matched the limit of SMS text messages. Teachers adopted it later, and to great effect, as we know historically. So that is now the second part of our thing. You've now made it through the medium level questions, right? We can pause here because we have plenty of time. I will take any questions, concerns this audience or this group of contestants might have, but only for a couple of seconds because we have to move into the difficult question levels, which are coming right about now.
Can we change MCs? Is that
I was just going to say I'm really impressed with the work that has this Jim avatar almost Turing compliant. That's
I've been.
I almost believe it's a person.
And Jim's in a shirt and tie and a jacket. Like, does it only go up to here though? And you're actually in like no pants underneath. And it's like just like a little dickie or something. Because like this is highly unusual. No, we don't need to know.
No respect. No respect. I get no respect from this group.
No, you don't.
So I'm imagining you all are still ready for the final stage of this, basically showdown. I don't know. Has anyone been keeping score?
Oh, I've kept my score.
Okay, good.
We'll
figure that out.
Course.
We'll go on the honor system at the end.
It's 43 to Q.
All right.
It's
Are we
6-7.
Well, you guys can, your last, okay, here we go. Joe, AI tutoring systems like ChatGPT rely on technology concepts that originated in the 1950s. Is this true or is this false?
So AI tutoring systems like ChatGPT rely on technology concepts that originated in the 1950s. I think telling the students to just shut up and give you what you asked for goes way before 1950. But I think the answer you want is true.
Well, Joe, let me find the answer I want. Hold on. Okay, here we go.
Are you saying ChatGPT is an AI tutoring system?
Yeah, I was sort of,
Excuse
I
me.
had that as a bit of a problematic. I'm like,
I think it was, yes, it was invented by Maisie Eisenhower.
I'm with you, Tom. ChatGPT is not.
I mean, what kind of sentence is that, Jim?
Anyway, so the answer you gave is true. Is that correct, Joe?
Yes, I remember saying the word true. Don't remember the question, but I think I said true.
Excellent. Excellent job. Thanks for playing this. You, hold on. Jesus, I keep on losing it. Hold on. I got it somewhere. Yes. The first AI learning models trace back to the 1956 Dartmouth AI conference. I mean, it's got history there. Don't fact check me on that. Anyway, next question. The concept of the flipped classroom was first proposed in the 2010s. Is this true or is this false? Audrey.
Oh, I don't quite recall when the dreaded flipped classroom videos first started circulating and Saul Kahn tried to steal credit for it. I would say it was slightly prior to the 2010s, but 2008, 2009.
You're false. So you're going to say false.
I'm going to say false.
And you're right. Look at this. Not that bad. The idea dates back to the late 1990s, but gained traction with video lectures around 2007. So your date is pretty accurate, but who knew all this technology goes back to the 90s or the 50s? Okay, next question. Tom, the first online course was delivered over ARPANET in the 1970s. This is either true or it is false.
Pretty sure my dad took that course, so I'm going to go with true.
You are correct. The University of Illinois offered online instruction via Plato and ARPANET connections. That's pretty amazing, is it not? Online learning, online learning, mobile learning. We don't have questions about mobile learning yet. Let's get them in here. Great. Next question. Eamon, MIT's OpenCourseWare project launched before Wikipedia. Is this true or is this false?
Yeah, I'm glad we're in the difficult round because I've been told that I'm a very difficult person, so I should be well equipped for these 50-50 questions. So it's as good as a coin toss, but I don't have any money at the moment because we're living in a digital dystopia. So I don't even have the germs, get other people's germs off grubby cash anymore. I don't get to smell any coinage. So I'm gonna go with this is similar to the previous question, and I quite like Wikipedia, but I think all the answers will be more false in this round, so I'm gonna go false.
And you would be wrong. It is true. MIT's OCW went live in 2001, just before Wikipedia, pioneering open educational resources. So MIT came out before Wikipedia. Is that crazy? Look at the things you learn on this show, right, people? Is this not as good for you as it is for me?
Define learn.
We need to get Martin one in here, Marin, so he can consult a book. Martin, thank you. The first chatbot used for tutoring was created in the 1990s. True?
Yeah, it was part of a virtual world, a 3D world that you could go into and chat to someone as if they were sitting in an office next to you. I'm going to go, yes, I think we used to use those in the OU, in fact. So I'm going to go with, yep, that's true.
And you would be, hold on. What did I do with that? Oh,
I've seen this, and it's just seamless. This.
Where is it?
I was going to
Hold
say,
on.
if we really wanted to embrace the premise of this, we should have done this in Second Life.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, the metaverse, surely, and then just kind of. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
I can't find the answers.
Let's go with true. Let's assume
I
it's
can't.
true.
I can't find the answer. So does anyone here want to kind of have a know that this is true or false?
I mean, maybe earlier actually, but I'm going to go with true anyway. So yeah.
Do you want me to ask Siri?
I want you to ask Siri. I want you to ask someone because I've lost this question entirely. I don't even know where it is.
Jim Groom, whom we are trusting our entire domain's infrastructure with.
Yeah, that's not about part of this session. Okay, so we're going to assume
Alexa
we're going to
goes back to 64.
I was gonna say that I might think earlier, maybe, but I don't know if it was for tutoring. So
I'm
Yeah.
guessing if you can get one to make people feel better, you can get one to try to teach them something.
What is our audience? Let's take this one to the general audience
Well,
and see what our
Lord.
audience says in the chat. Do we have any sense over on the chat what people say? Any
They're
answers
playing
there?
with gifts right now. They're gifting
Great.
it up.
They're playing with gifts. That's awesome. I want to go there. Okay, let's go and see what they say. So this is your chance, audience, to actually jump in here and let us know when you think the first chatbot was. Let's see if just work here. Playing the game for himself.
I suppose if you count Eliza as a chatbot, that was earlier. That was the 80s. So
That's it. Eliza was the answer. So do you want to change your answer now?
in that case, I do. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Although
then
would you
you're
call
right.
it a chatbot? But you know.
You've asked 3 different questions, Jim, that are totally different.
And it's just informed a whole bunch of therapists that they're educators. So that's neat.
All right. So that was good, Martin. Thank you. And see, you worked together on that one. See?
Would you like to know what the DuckDuckGo AI says?
Yes, I would.
And I think you asked the DuckDuckGo AI because this actually sounds like what you've been reading. The first chatbot is specifically designed for tutoring and is not clearly defined, but early chatbots like Eliza, created in 1966, were used in educational contexts. More
See?
advanced AI chatbots for tutoring, such as Ada, emerged in the 2010s, focusing on personalized learning and support.
Look, A, that's
Like at Tech
awesome.
Bingo.
Good work, Martin. B, I'm insulted that you think any of this is done by AI and that the hard work me and my folks have done can be discounted. So, offhandedly, but that's all right. Let's go on to the next question. Lee, back to you. Should have saved this for Martin. Blockchain technology has already replaced all university transcripts. True or false?
False. Blockchain hasn't done anything. And I contest that one of the reasons why blockchain failed, other than the fact that it's total and utter BS, is that there wasn't an appropriate metaphor for it. There was nothing that people could hang on to make it understandable. And so everybody was like, oh, okay. But no, it has not already replaced university transcripts. This is the hard round. Come on, man.
Don't make me get the metaphors book, Lee.
Okay.
I used the metaphor book. I told
You were setting me up, I know.
I told him. And that's where we led to the conclusion, the class.
Obviously, next time round,
yeah, there's no good
blockchain will
metaphor for
really
blockchain.
work next time. Yeah.
So what is the technology? So here's the metaphor for transcripts. I mean, for blockchain, torrents. It's another one that no one could make sense of. How does torrents work? Anyway, but I see the direct one-to-one between torrents and blockchain. Do you? Next question. Taylor, the first adaptive learning systems appeared in the 1960s. True, 60s. True or false? Was that a clear question, Tom? Did I ask it 3 different ways, or was that pretty direct?
What does a system mean? Can it be a person? I don't know. Like, I think you could have a system by which you adapt learning outcomes and objectives back. That's what teachers do, right?
So true or false?
I'm going to go with false.
It's the first time a Catholic nun said you might have a point.
So actually, it's true. So you're wrong. Early systems like Scholar adjusted lessons based on student responses. So actually, we were talking about technological systems. But you know what? Thanks for playing. Good job.
I missed that we were talking about technology this whole time. So,
Joe, are we ready? I'm losing them. Joe, MOOCs began at Harvard. True or false?
They had to sign an agreement that said no. False.
With Stanford, come on.
Yeah.
That was my quip.
So the resident Canadian in the room, I am like staring daggers at you, being like, you better get this right.
And then, okay, I'll tell you after the session. But yes, it is false. They did not start at Harvard. The first MOOC came from the University of Manitoba, of all places, in 2008. How about that? I think that's accurate. No? Or did Stephen Downes do it before that, too? Anyway,
I'm pretty sure
let's
websites
go.
were just around for a while and people could go there.
Okay, next question. Audrey, the idea of learning analytics came from sports data analysis. Is that true or is that false?
This is like Moneyball for our children.
What's my kid's on base percentage? What are we?
Yeah.
Solomon Kane's going to be played by Brad Pitt.
Was it Billy Bean? Billy Bean, Jose Ferreira, same shit, different day. Losers, dare we say? Whatever happened to Jose Ferreira? Whatever happened to Billy Bean? Anyway, I mean, I don't think so, and yet, sure, seems right.
And you're right. I am proud. You are right. True. And it even names in the so they actually have panelist banter too in what I have. And the panelist banter that you do or do not do is Moneyball for midterms. So the concept borrowed heavily from performance metrics and predictive data models from sports. So yes. Good work. You guys are doing great. You don't seem very excited though. Next question. Let's get Tim Klapdor in there. No, not Tom. Forget Tom. Tim Klapdor. Tim, virtual reality was first tested in schools in the 1980s. Is that true or is that false?
Well, yeah, it's a well-known phenomenon that you test in schools before you test on the human population. So, yeah, I'm going to say that that's true.
I mean, when did Cronenberg make all of his movies? Like, is that like, does it count if I like make the students watch a David Cronenberg picture about this, or like?
You know what? You're right. It's true. Early VR systems were bulky prototypes used in STEM and flight training simulations in schools. So yes, that is where they were trained. These are difficult, but you all, look, I'm proud of you. You're doing great. Keep it up.
So I
Next
wasn't
question.
convinced that Jim was replaced with an AI until he didn't remark on the Cronenberg thing. Now I'm very suspicious.
I love Cronenberg. I do, but I'm trying to be professional here. I'm trying to keep it clean. I don't want to get into like body horror, like education and body horror. That's not a good combination. Next question.
Tell that to the people experimenting with virtual reality on school children in the 80s. I mean,
Fair enough.
I have a Jeffrey Epstein joke, but I'm gonna make it.
Eamon.
False.
First, let's see if you're right. Yeah, you're right, actually. The first learning app appeared on smartphones. Absolutely. So let me make sure that this is correct. Educational software long predates mobiles. 1980s Apple II, Tom, programs were the original apps for education.
That was my quip, not my answer.
You did
Jim,
good.
with your patronizing patter.
I think the
is
people
app?
from Kahoot wrote this. This is very Kahoot level.
I was hoping for the one about the blockchain, but that's my pet topics. Like, any more blockchain questions, hit me up.
I will, absolutely. Tom, did you have something to say?
I just want to know what an app is.
yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, well, app started with the phone. We used to call it software. Just the second time I've said that in 2 days. But anyways.
Guys, you'll be happy to know we are coming to an end here soon. It is in sight. I can see you all waning real bad, but we're getting close. You ready? Lee. The idea of edutainment was coined by Walt Disney. Is this true or is this false? Look at that getting difficult.
I have a soft spot for Disney, not Walt himself, but I do have a soft spot for Disney.
Are you a Disney adult?
Yeah. Yes, I am actually. More well, especially once they bought the Muppets, then I had to go all in. But like, yeah, it sounds like something he would say. So I'm gonna say it's true.
He made learning magical, literally. True. Disney used edutainment to describe the 1940s educational films. And I think he left Song of the South out of that equation. But
I mean,
are we ready? Go. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want to cut you off, Lee.
No, I was gonna make a really inappropriate joke about Song of the South, and I just was like, nope, I'm gonna. It's gonna go by the way of Audrey's Jeffrey Epstein joke. Just like, nope, not gonna say it. Not today. Not today, Satan. Not today.
We should, yeah. We'll have the unbalderized version of this episode in the future. But until then, next
Reclaim
question.
After Dark.
Tim, cloud computing became a common educational tool before 2010. Is this true or is this false?
I think there's a really long history of schools, universities relying on unreliable technology that predates the cloud. So I think this is just like the constant evolution of, the fires would go out in your magic lantern, the walls would fall down on your one-room classroom, all those kinds of things. So Yeah, I'm going to say it's false.
Or no, following your logic, though, if you were going to say that the cloud came before 2010, it is not false,
True.
but
True.
true. Good. Thank you. You're right.
Being the witness.
Stop. This is not your question.
This is
I
a
like
check
Jim- I like
mark.
Jim
It's not
GPT,
true.
so.
I'm just trying to say it's not his question. I think he had the right answer. It was just phrased wrong. He said true versus false or false versus true. I'm trying to help him. The real reason kids were staring at the sky. Google Docs and Drive entered classrooms by 2007 and 2008. So the cloud was definitely an educational tool before 2010. Right? Can we agree on this?
Yeah.
Right? And that's
100%.
what you said, right? You just
Yeah.
wanted to say before that. Don't listen
Yeah.
to Tom. Listen to Audrey. Stay with me. We'll get through this together. Next question. Taylor, we didn't forget you. Artificial intelligence grading systems have been in use since the 1970s. Is this true or is this false?
First of all, I don't know if I have a good quip, but I want to say true.
Is Scantron AI?
Oh yeah, Scantron, man. I want to say true. But I'm hesitant to maybe say that you could say that it was earlier than the 70s actually. But I'm gonna go with true.
True is an excellent answer. Early essay grading AIs appeared in the 1970s using pattern matching and keyword scoring. Scantron's being a good example of that, Lee. So yes, I'm going to give you all a big true on that one. Next up, and you know what? We're going to need another question for Martin as well. So if the folks in the background working, let's see if we can find another question because we have two more left. This one is for you, Tom. True or false? AI can fully replace teachers in the near future.
I'm given to understand from a variety of marketing channels that it has already occurred. So it may have occurred several months ago. So I'm going to have to say false.
Well, you'd be right. And it doesn't follow your logic, right? But like if you're going to say, if I were to follow your logic and said it already happened, then it would be true, right? Oh no, in the near future.
No,
You're saying it's false.
See, this is the problem with your questions. I
You
can help
screwed
you
up
next
that
time you
question.
do this.
Let me
You
rephrase
screwed up
it.
that question royally.
Let me rephrase
Exactly.
it. AI can fully
Rephrase it.
replace game show hosts in the near future. Or maybe immediately right now.
I feel, you know what I feel? I feel seen, Lee. Thank you. I do feel seen. The answer there is actually false. AI supports learning, but can't replicate human connection, empathy, and adaptability. So
You needed to
know
read that
that's not going to happen.
You needed to read
Is that what the AI told you, Jim?
Hold on, let me look for this one. I'm not sure.
I know some of you are less entertained than others, and for that I apologize. This may be a stain on my permanent record. Okay, let me reach back to the studio. Excellent. We are now in year 32 of EdTech. Brilliant. Is this true, Martin, or is this false?
By the metrics that count, it's true. Because when I say it starts, that's when it starts. And so that makes it year 32. And I don't care if
You
you're gonna say
did
it's
literally write the book,
It
so
does.
who are we to argue?
Although it's also from now on, it's that history has ended. It's all AI. So
Look, I'm not going to say it's false. I'm going to say it's true because you know what? It's all about what really you all think. It's not about what AI thinks. It's not about what your game show host thinks. It's about what you beautiful people think. That's the whole point of this game show. Unicorns, right? Phew. That was the final question. Thank you, Marion. Okay, so I haven't been keeping score, unfortunately, but guess what?
I have
You all
14
won.
points.
You not only won, Okay, do you want to tally them up
Lee
and fight
wins.
amongst yourselves? Lee wins. Joe, what do you have? I don't know.
If you got everything
but,
right, you should have
this was
14
real-
points.
I feel like some of us got fewer questions.
I was going to say, I'm not sure that's possible. We all asked
Woohoo,
the
I
same
win.
questions.
Said so.
Makes sense.
Lee wins. I
I think
am
we're all
working.
winners, but in the very real sense, Lee is the winner. So.
It's
As
everyone's
the
a
center
winner.
square.
Yes.
Well, listen, I just wanted to make this fun. I had no idea how I'd do a real interview or kind of panel with 8 or 9 people, but I did want everyone to come in. So this was just a way to kind of hopefully have fun. Even if I was outed as an AI game show host, I understand that now. But I had a blast kind of doing this, but I also had a blast over the last 9 months talking to you all about writing, about ed tech, about the world in which we are. So thank you all. Thank you for playing along. I know it might have been a little bit brutal, but I appreciate it personally. And I hope everyone out there got a good laugh as a part of Reclaim Open. And behind the scenes, we had Maren Deepwell, who's been running this conference beautifully, along with Taylor and the other folks at Reclaim. So thank you, folks. Thank you all for playing along. Thank you for joining us, having some fun, and hopefully you didn't get too angry at the questions or the lack of logic at the heart of them. See, this goes to show you should never trust a man in a suit. Big fan. Any last words from anybody?
Thank you for reminding us of the importance of real writers.
Yes.
Human writers.
Feeling the need to go write a blog post just to feel clean.
Oh my God. That's not nice. It's not nice. That's not nice. You know, typing into a chat GPT box is not nothing.
It's pretty
No,
close,
it's
though.
not nothing.
I mean,
It's not nothing. That's true.
It's not something, though.
But it's
Something between nothing and something.
It's something. Nothing comes from nothing. Speak again.
I've got a feeling this is going to crop up in my dreams tonight. I'll be there like, oh, no. Khan Academy, blockchain.
And then you'll be reaching in your sleep for your books.
Yes.
It's awesome. All right. Well, I won't abuse you all anymore. Thanks again, everybody. And I hope you have a great day, rest of the conference. and
Wonderful
beyond.
to see you all.
it's great to see you all.
Yeah, it's great to see everybody. Thanks.
Great.
Thank you, Jim. Thanks, everybody. That was really cool.
Jim.
That's amazing.
Thanks, Eben.
Uh,
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye, folks.
Bye.